guys, and welcome back to my channel. So if you are new here, my name is Jade, and today we are going to do a big Q&A, question and answer, all about bikini competitions, because I had put up a question box on my Instagram because I love to be able to just like chat with you guys on there, and I asked like, what did you guys really want to know about competing, about my personal competition journey, because I've just competed in 4 bikini bodybuilding competitions, and like I said, it has been a journey. So I wanted to ask you guys, like, what did you want to know about prep? What do you want to know about competing? And just share a little bit more of my own like experience with it, and hopefully give you guys some inside tips, advice, because I think I've done like 17 or something competitions now, and yeah, this prep has definitely been the best so far. So I hope you guys are excited for today's video, and I'm super excited to be able to answer all your questions. So if you like today's video, please do give the video a big thumbs up because it lets me know that you like it, and don't forget to hit that subscribe if you are not already, and let's get started with today's video. I did also want to say, guys, this video is actually sponsored by a really cool activewear brand that reached out to me called Yvette. They sent over 4 pieces of activewear, and I'm currently wearing one of the sports bras, and when I really like a brand, I really like a brand. So yeah, they sent me over some stuff to try out, love it, and so they decided to sponsor today's video, and they've given me a discount code, which is Jade, which gets you 12% off the site. But I'm obsessed, and I don't say that lightly. Like, the quality of the activewear is so good. You know me, I used to work for like Lululemon, I wore an Alphalete, all the good stuff, and this stuff is super high quality. Oh my God. I also got some white shorts, which are definitely for the gram, but they look so good, and the quality of them, like I said, like is very, very premium. Also picked up these leggings, which are all more so like a luxury, sort of like wet feel versus like a cottony, and they're definitely the kind that I prefer, which are more like high performance to wear in the gym. So these are like the sports leggings. I got these in an extra small, but I did get this sports bra that I'm wearing in a medium, which is a zip bra. And that was the one thing I really liked about the brand, is they had a bunch of like zip up options at the front. So like, you know, when you come in from the gym, you can just like take off your sports bra, you know, those feels. So yeah, I did like the way they had zip up, and they had different sort of bras that catered for like different bust sizes. So, you know, they have the bigger clips on the back, and they just definitely looked more supportive than a lot of brands that you see, but without sacrificing like how cute they are, because it definitely is very stylish. So yeah, I'm gonna link all those that I picked up down below for you guys, and don't forget you can use my discount code. So yeah, I like to be able to give back to you guys as well with like a discount code. Bless you, Leo. And now we are gonna get started with the Q&A. So I screenshotted your questions, and you always come through with the best questions. I always just wanna say that. Okay, so can you explain how you turn pro in bodybuilding? I'm not fully understanding the process. So there's a lot of different federations within bodybuilding, right? Like a lot of different organizations, and some organizations you just have to win your class and then you become a pro. In the IFBB, which is the federation that I compete in, the NPC worldwide, you have to basically win your class in a show in Europe, or you know, anywhere basically outside of America. You have to win your class. So like, for example, I won my class, and then the winner of all 8 classes go against each other for an overall, and then in that overall, someone gets a pro card. So that's how you become professional. Now in America, obviously bodybuilding is really huge, and there's competitions where first and second within a class get a pro card. So that's like 2 girls in A, 2 girls in B, 2 girls in C. And if that was the case for me, I would have won my pro card in 2018 because I won my class then. So it's a little bit more difficult in the sense that in Europe and stuff, you have to win your class and then win the overall. But saying that, the shows aren't nearly as big as some of the shows in America. So, you know, it can go one of 2 ways. So for example, in India, I won my class of 25 girls, but then I didn't beat the girl who was in the next class. So she got the pro card and then I didn't. So that's how you become a professional in the NPC and IFBB. So it really depends on where you're competing. And then there are shows such as the Amateur Olympia, where out of the 8 girls who have all won their class, 3 will get a pro card because it's an Amateur Olympia. So we're almost there. Best beginner tips for someone wanting to compete for the first time. Okay, so many. Save your money. Save all your monies because it's not cheap, okay? It's not a cheap sport. You can definitely budget here or there, and you don't have to go with the best of the best, but I would say you do want to have enough money to be able to like either get a tan done so your tan is flawless, or get really good at doing it yourself like I did. And then also, you know, invest in a suit that's like you feel really amazing in, and obviously coaching, because it's not just like the show day expenses such as like hair, tan and all that, which I'm going to cover because actually I don't spend money on those things. But it's like you have to pay for coaching every month. You're paying for your gym membership. You definitely spend more in terms of like better quality foods, or at least I think you should. And then obviously like a lot of health supplements as well, because you're really trying to prioritize that. So you have to have the financial aid to support all those things as well. I would also say a beginner tip as well is to research the federation that you want to compete in based off like the top athletes and how they look, because different federations have different looks. And then choose a coach that is very reputable and knows that federation. And then last, posing. Posing is so important. I pose with my clients. I make them send me posing videos because you can have the best physique. You can have the best suit. You can have spent all the money in the world, and if your posing isn't good, you're never gonna display your physique the best that you can. So yeah, posing, save your money, invest in a good coach, and pick an organization that you feel like you can shine in, or that your physique suits best. And also love it, like you have to love it. Like I feel like when you make it a lifestyle, it becomes so much easier and it's so much more enjoyable as well. How much did your macros and calories change? So they changed around 500-ish calories, 500, 600, and that goes both ways, right? So like when I started, they were higher, and then we tapered them down, like 500, 600, and then we increased them up to over 700 more from that. No, I think it was actually 1,000 more. It was like they went down when I needed to get lean, and then as I got really lean, my body was burning all through the food, so then we had to increase them back up, and I was eating over 2,000 calories easily by the end, like 2,200 or something. Like really, my body was just burning through all that food, and you know, you needed to stay full for the shows and not look like flat and super lean and skinny either. It's finding the balance with bikini of looking full and healthy, but then also being lean enough to show your muscles. So I think the lowest my calories got were like 1,100, and then the highest my calories got were maybe like 2,200 or something like that. Would you ever consider fitness model comps again, such as WBFF? I personally wouldn't. You know, I do love the glitz and glam and like the show of WBFF. It's really cool, and like the girls are super beautiful, but it's just not something I aspire to, because I wanna, you know, become a professional in the NPC, because to me that's the most recognized sort of federation, because that's how you get to the Olympia, and the Olympia is the most prestigious bodybuilding competition, and the Arnold's. So because that's within the IFBB and NPC, that's where I wanna, you know, I wanna do well in, I suppose, and have that title to my name, and know that I've worked well enough and hard enough to become a professional athlete in that. And it's not to say that the girls in the WBFF don't train just as hard and don't put just as much in, because I have a really close girlfriend that is in WBFF Pro, but you know, it's my goal to go to the Olympia and stuff like that and become a professional. So in order to do that, I have to go down that route. And I just personally prefer the look as well of the NPC and IFBB. Like the girls are definitely leaner, the posing is different, so it's just different in that sense. Do you always do your own makeup for shows? Yes, I do, even though I don't wear makeup very frequently. It's just like one of those things, I learned how to do it so I could save the money. If I had to spend £100 at every show, like that would have been £400 extra just this year alone. And then doing that every single year, like the first year I competed, I got my makeup done and like it was gorgeous. It's not that they're not good, although I have heard absolute horror stories of certain competitions and just makeup artists. But you know, there are incredible makeup artists, especially in America, and I feel like if I was a professional, I would then invest in, you know, getting the makeup done and stuff, because you know, you would have other things sponsored because you're a professional and like you're not paying like the entry fees like you pay when you're an amateur. So that's also another thing, guys, like entry fees are expensive. They're like £250 just to enter a show. So yeah, that plus the makeup and hair is like another 100, plus the tan is like another 100. Like before you've even stepped on stage and bought a suit and paid your coach, like it's already like £500. So yeah, I learned how to do my own makeup and I do my own hair. So I'm not against other people doing it, but it's just for me like a cost saving thing more than anything. But I would say if you are not confident, definitely get your makeup done because you want to make sure it looks good on stage. Can you share details for my suit, size, company, color? Yeah, so I actually got a different suit that I've worn for my last 3 shows, and I got it from a competition suit shop that I actually met the woman backstage, and she showed me some of the suits and I thought they were so beautiful and so affordable. Actually, they were like half the cost of like a lot of the big brands that you see, and I had one of the best brands, top suits, top price, and that was the suit that I've worn for a couple of shows. Like last time I competed in 2020, and then obviously for India, gorgeous suit, incredible quality, cannot fault it. However, I did want to change up my look. So she was able to make me a suit, get it sent to me within a week, and it was the colors that I wanted to wear. So yeah, they actually did end up sponsoring the suit, which was really incredible. So yeah, if you did want to pick up an affordable suit, you can tell them code Jade, and I think that will get you a nice discount if you want to get anything. But yeah, I definitely say when picking a suit, you want to pick a color that reflects your personality. It's not just about like the color of your hair or, you know, I don't know, the color that you like. I definitely think it has to be something that you feel confident in. And like, I do think there's certain trends, like right now, reds, blues, purples are definitely like in. If you look at the Olympia, like all the girls were basically in like blues, and it's just like, yeah, you wanna stand out, but also look your best as well when picking a suit. So yeah, definitely recommend investing in a good suit, going full bling and just feeling amazing in it, because that's gonna help you shine on stage. Do you ever DIY tan? If so, any tips or tricks? I always DIY tan, okay? I love doing it myself just because I know what I'm doing and I can just guarantee, like I just trust myself in that sense. I have had spray tans in the past and I haven't loved how they looked. Sometimes you don't know what tan company the show is using. So for example, I really like how Pro Tan looks on me. It looks on my skin tone when I apply the tan, like it's a nice color, whereas I've tried other tans and it can come across a little red. You know, I went to a show and the tan was so dark that they were using there, and other times I've been at shows and it was too light or patchy, I don't know. At least when I know I do it myself, I know what I'm doing and I'm in full control. And so I buy the DIY Pro Tan kit. It's actually really easy. It has a base coat, and I will typically do 3 layers of the base coat. So I'll do one maybe 2 days before or 1 day before in the morning. Then in the evening, I'll do another one depending on like what time I'm actually competing. So for example, if I'm competing in the evening, I'll do it the day before in the morning. I'll do another one in the evening, and then I'll do one in the morning again on show day. But I typically do 3 layers of the base, and then before I'm gonna go to leave for the venue, I will do the top coat, which is super easy. You just get a little mitt and you just basically paint yourself. And people always ask me, how do you tan your own back? And I'm just like, I don't know, I put like a mitt here and a mitt here, and I'm like just tanning. I'm actually a little bit patchy still from my last show, but it's funny. You can like exfoliate it off. Hello, Leo. You can exfoliate it off, and you know, even when you're doing back-to-back shows like I did, it's a little bit hard. Like you really have to scrub your skin to get it fresh for the next show, but it's totally possible to do. And I actually found that when I had the spray tans at the shows, that it was much harder to get off, and it lasted much longer. Whereas like at least with doing it yourself, I know I can get it off. Are you doing any more shows? So this is a big question that I was getting in my DMs and like asking me, am I doing any more? Because if you followed the journey, I have done 4 shows this year. I did India, the Shuri Classic, I did the British Championships in England, I then went and did Spain, and then I flew and did the Amateur Olympia in Europe. And I'm actually not going to compete anymore this year. I just personally found that like by the end of my last competition, like my body it was funny. It was like my glutes were looking the best they've ever looked in terms of like fullness and size, and I definitely think they've grown. Like, even though they say you can't build in prep, like I was eating like 2,000 plus calories and training hard and like training well, and I do feel like my glutes looked the best they ever did. However, I definitely have lost muscle mass in my shoulders. I can just see it. They don't have the same pop. And I thought, like, each show my waist wasn't getting as tight, like it didn't look as lean, even though my weight was pretty much the same, if not less sometimes, and sometimes a little bit more, depending on like the fullness. But like my waist just wasn't looking as tight and lean, like my body didn't look fresh anymore, and that's just my personal opinion. So I have decided to not compete for the rest of the year. I'm gonna take the next, I don't know, like 6 to 8 months and really focus on building before I start a prep again. And you know, a prep could be 3-4 months easily, so it won't be probably like maybe a year until I compete again. And as much as I love competing, like I said, it's financially just not possible for me to do right now, in terms of like I have other things that I need to prioritize and like I need to put first. And I definitely put competing and like prep and all that, like I fully invested into it. Like I flew all across the world, you know what I mean? And it's not cheap just to jump on a plane to England from Bali, and then Spain, and then all over in Romania, and just, yeah, London, and just everywhere. So I had put my focus on that, and I was financially invested in that, and now I have to take back my energy from that and put it into other things in like my life. And I've got so much exciting news to come, and I've got so much life stuff to share with you guys. Like, it's not even, I can't even, like, I swear to God, you know, when you're like, my life is a movie, like this is actually a joke, but it really does feel like that. And so yeah, there's a lot of other things that now need my focus, and that's okay. Like, we have different seasons of life, and as hard as it is to sort of feel like, okay, I didn't accomplish my goal, I have to look at the bigger picture, and I'm like, I did the best I've ever done. Like, I won 3 shows, like 3 huge shows, like what? So it's like, I haven't got the goal, so a part of me wants to keep on pushing to get that pro card, but then also I have to look at what I've done, which is the best I've ever done, is the best I've ever looked, the healthiest I've ever felt, the happiest I've ever been, had the most incredible experiences. So it's a win. Like, I did win, and it is a win. But it just means we have to keep on working for the goal. And I have like the smallest little improvements to make, just like a little bit more size on my shoulders, and then I'm pretty much there. Like, right, we always want bigger glutes, but in terms of like my feedback, it's just like, oh, a tiny bit of upper glutes and a tiny bit more size in your shoulders, and then you're good. And then it'll just be a case of being the best on the day. So yeah, constantly gonna work on getting better. I'm really gonna just try and make this next off season the off season that it needs to be in order to be pro next year. And I feel really excited about it. I'm really grateful, and I'm really excited to share what's to come, which is definitely gonna be a new series all about, you know, building, but then also sharing some really cool real life things with you as well, and bringing you on this journey, which is a whole new journey in itself. I haven't shared it, so yeah. I do wanna say thank you guys so much for watching. Do remember to check out the amazing Yvette down in the description and the links, and let me know if you've got any questions. Reach out to me on Instagram, leave a comment, let me know what you thought. Are you gonna compete? Do you need a coach? Hit me up, girl, I got you. And yeah, I just hope to see you guys again. I hope you've enjoyed watching and you took some value or inspiration from this video. I mean, I love sitting down and chatting with you guys and just sharing my journey. So this kind of video is like fun for me. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. So I'll see you again. Bye guys, bye-bye, bye-bye.